Strauss IPO, the jeans giant and arguably most famous name in denim, going public today for the second time amid an IPO boom. Joining us right now is Renaissance Capital IPO ETF manager Kathleen Smith, and pro forma Incorporated founder and CEO Liz Dunn. Ladies, good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Kathy, let me kick it off with you. We're expecting a busy 3 months, and we're kicking off with this IPO for Levi's. What are you expecting from this deal, the Levi's deal?
Well, it's nice to see an iconic brand like Levi's be the opening IPO after the market's been pretty quiet since November of 2018. So we're about to see a rush of IPOs, and this one's a good one. Levi's was founded during the California gold rush in the 1850s, where those who made money supplied the gold miners with picks and shovels and men's work jeans. So Levi's got a stable business over the years, and its deal was priced $1 above the range. Investors are interested in this name.
And in terms of the fundamentals, the business of denim, the business at Levi's, characterize that for us. Is this worth investing in your view? Kathy?
Maria? Yes. Okay. Sorry. Yes. It definitely is. We believe that the company's being valued in line with other branded apparel peers, and it has a very interesting growth story. It's expanded beyond men's pants and has moved into higher growth women's wear and tops, and also is doing some things to digitize its denim finishing so that it can improve its inventory turnover. So it looks like the company can even, not only is growing fairly well in the mid to single digits, but is also improving its profitability, which will be very favorable for investors, we think, who own this.
Yeah, Liz, in their IPO filing, Levi said that it's looking to make acquisitions. Your thoughts?
I think the acquisitions, if they make them, will be along the lines of, moving them into more digital kind of technology, things that they can't develop in-house. They have a very, very strong brand and have developed other brands around it, but I wouldn't see them acquiring another retailer. I would see them acquiring perhaps a technology player to help digitize their offerings and help them move in that direction. But, I think that the growth just in the company is pretty tremendous. They have a number of opportunities for growth.
I've got a lifestyle question for either one of you. Looking at the research here, it says denim growth has stalled in recent years as more people opt for yoga and sweatpants or premium brands of jeans. I mean, does Levi's stay a jeans company in the future?
What about that, Liz?
I think denim has a place in American wardrobes and really in wardrobes around the globe for many, many years to come. I think that, we see these trends kind of come and go, but denim has been on an uptick over the last year or so, and we've heard it from other retailers and brands that denim is kind of seeing a resurgence. So certainly yoga pants will be here to stay, unfortunately,
Maria,
for some time.
Yeah, really quickly, in terms of acquisitions, Liz is right, and here's proof of that. The proceeds from this IPO, from this stock offering, are expected to go mainly to family members, descendants of Levi Strauss himself, the Haas family members. They're expected to get $462 million. Only $161 million goes into the company's coffers, excluding the underwriter's allotment. That's not a lot of money to go shopping with, but there still is opportunity to grow this brand. 2/3 of the sales come from wholesale customers like department stores. Only 4% of net revenue comes from online. It's e-commerce sales. Incredible opportunity in e-commerce and online, and also with women. Only 29% of the revenue comes from women. Therein lies the market that they've got to tap. And you know what? You might not wear jeans from the waist down, but there is always a market for cool denim jackets.
Yeah, really, it's true. Look, we just showed that beautiful picture. Thanks to Mike Pastillo for that. He got the deal. He's on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. Going to be trading this stock. They put the Levi's sign on the exterior of the New York Stock Exchange today, and inside they're all going to be wearing denim. They have taken a break from the rules of no jeans on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange in honor of Levi's. You a jeans girl, Emily?
Oh, of course I'm a jeans girl. No, jeans all the way. If you're trading stocks, jeans, why not?
Listen, Levi's is one company, but it's going to be a huge 2019, historic year for IPOs. Kathy, what do you think about all this supply coming to the market? Is that going to be a challenge for investors to digest? And does the broader markets go down with all of this new stock coming to market? Do the broader markets go down?
Investors are going to have a lot of choices, and I think early on in this cycle, we're going to see the better, more fundamentally sound companies. And then I think as the cycle moves on, I think we have to worry more about absorption. Now, we are seeing these big unicorns, and next week we're going to see Lyft, Price, and Uber is going to come very quickly in its wake. So those are going to be the ones where the valuations are pretty high for those companies, and trying to figure out how they get absorbed in terms of the proper valuation for these companies. I will make a point on Levi's. They make stretch jeans. That's a very good alternative to yoga pants.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. You mentioned Lyft and Uber. Uber is one of those so-called unicorns, which is valued at $1 billion. It's actually much more than that. We're talking about like what, 120 billion on the valuation for Uber, Kathy?
That is what they're talking about. Yes.
Yeah.
That is the largest privately held company that we're that we've seen. So we're talking about a very big company. It'll be on the scale of Alibaba, which went public in 2014.
What I'm trying to figure out here is how to reconcile what we're talking about now with what we talked about in the last segment with Mark Avallone, which is about a slowing global economy,
That's a good point.
which is going to affect the U.S. economy. And then you have all these companies wanting people to buy stock in them. I mean, how does that going to work?
It's true. I mean, these are really familiar names, Liz Dunn, and we know that it's an opportunity for America to buy familiar American companies, but the world is slowing. The economy's slowing. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, you have to look at the timing of this IPO and say, well, okay, over the last several years, they've grown at a compound rate of 2%, but, you know, the last year was better than that. And so I think the company is obviously trying to take advantage of coming out on a strong note, but they have a number of things, and really their business is hedged by virtue of their diversity across channels, geographies, and categories. And so I think it's going to be okay. The consumer is in decent shape, but there are some cracks in the economy that we're concerned about.
And Maria, to Byron York, this company's been around since 1853. You're not betting on the next year in terms of the American greatness. You're betting on the next 10 to 20. You have an ownership stake in this company, and you hand it down to your kids.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm wearing jeans right now. That's what can I say?
Yes, you are. You gave it away because no one would have known.
It's the miracle of
with
television.
Your coat and tie. Kathy Smith, Liz Dunn, great to see you, ladies. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
We will see you soon, and of course, we'll be watching the developments on Levi's.